What's up everybody, Teldo here, and today we have a very exciting announcement to talk about. Battlerite has released their roadmap for the next coming months, and there's some incredibly exciting stuff in there. I cannot wait for the coming weeks. It's gonna be full of new stuff, and I'm so excited. So they just did this announcement on the 20th of September, and it's called A New Era for Battlerite. Oof. Welcome to a new era of Battlerite, and with it, a roadmap. Over the coming months, Battlerite will receive several big updates and a lot of new content. Scroll down and explore all the new things on the way, including the free-to-play release date. Hidden content will be revealed as our journey progresses. We got the free-to-play release date and a bunch of other stuff coming, and it already basically starts right now with September. We just got a new patch for the last season of Early Access, Season 5. There's a bunch of matchmaking changes in that patch, but not too much content overall. They planned on releasing a new champion with this patch, but they actually delayed it because they just want to have more content for the road to free-to-play, and stuff is gonna get exciting. Just look at this. They also have a new nice little video with the voice actors of Battlerites, which I highly recommend you to check out. There's some really cool stuff in there. The Croak voice actor, so good. You need to listen to it. But yeah, we get a free week starting next week on the 25th. For the entire week, which is going to be exciting. So we will see how the game will do with a little bit of free-to-play before the actual free-to-play launch happens. Can't wait for that. Gonna be streaming during that week a lot. And on the 29th of September, we're gonna get our first event, Battlerite, or our first event of this roadmap. There's going to be a Halloween event. It's going to stretch over 5 weeks, and there's going to be a few Halloween-themed skins, and you can already see there's Frankenstein Rook, which looks pretty dope, and I didn't notice it at first, but there's a little Pearl over there, and she looks pretty spoopy. I already like it. I think Battlerite has been lacking in cosmetics for the longest time, and you can really see that they picked up their pace, and there's a legendary skin for everyone now, I believe, and there's just more stuff coming, and I think it's really important so people have actually something to unlock and something to look forward to, especially when free-to-play hits. So it's very, very good that they're coming out with all of this new stuff, and looking forward to the Halloween. It's gonna happen very soon. Starting October, we're gonna have our first pre-launch patch, and this is the first thing that blew my mind. They're reworking the Battlerites, and I did not expect that to happen so soon. Honestly, I thought, yeah, they're probably gonna rework it at some point because the current system that we have really isn't that good. Right now, you have 3 Battlerites every round you can pick from, and that's it, basically. You just pick one of those 3, and it's Croak, for example, used to have a couple of build variations, and sometimes you could adapt to what your opponent was doing to some extent, but it just became more and more cookie cutter over the time, especially with some of the nerfs, and now I basically only have one build with Croak. I know some of the characters can actually adapt a little bit, and it's nice, I like the idea of it, but they're changing it up quite a bit. Now, with the new changes, you will be able to build your own loadouts of up to 5 Battlerites each, and select your loadout before you enter the arena. Round-based tiers have been removed, and all Battlerites are now active from the start of the match, and on top of that, new Battlerites have been added, some of the old ones have been replaced, and many have been rebalanced to fit this new and exciting system. It's really interesting right now. So you will be able to just pick from a pool of Battlerites. Let's just say all the Battlerites that you have right now, right? You can pick 5 of those. There's no round tier based stuff in there anymore, so you can, for example, on Croak, you can go for Spit, which is normally a round 1 talent, and you can go for the root on your dash. Normally you could never use those 2 together, and because the Spit talent just overshadowed the root on the dash so much, you barely ever picked the root. But because you can actually pick freely now, you have a lot more options. There's a lot more customizability. You can create more unique builds for yourself, which I am just really looking forward to. It's going to breathe so much fresh air into the game. It's hopefully going to help a lot with the depth and just add some strategic depth mostly to the game. And right now I think there's a serious lack of strategic depth. There isn't really anything you can do to really outplay your enemy strategically. It's just mechanics. It's just you fighting against each other and trying to outplay each other. And like the only thing when it comes to like high-level competitive play is basically just the draft phase and trying to outpick your opponent. I really hope that this Battlerites system overhaul actually allows people to be more versatile, and that you can maybe play one champion and focus on it really hard, and if you play it well and if you have the right builds, that you can deal with more situations, and it balances stuff a little bit more out and makes it less rock, paper, scissors. Super excited about this. Really didn't think that it would happen. It blew my mind when I saw this. I was, by the way, when I heard about this announcement, I was a little shaky and a little, I went a little ham. Like I had weird, funny feelings in my belly because I just totally didn't expect it. But we're not even there yet. There's a bunch more stuff coming. The new UI 2.0. Oof. I mean, we've been waiting for this for the longest time. Let me see if I can scale this up a little bit so you can have a better look at it. Well, they announced it for the longest time that they're working on it, and its UI is something that you don't really usually look forward to, right? You don't usually say, oh man, I really hope that they're gonna make a new UI for this game soon. You're usually hoping for gameplay stuff and just new content that you can dig your teeth into. But I think UI is incredibly important. It's more subtle and more in the background, but it helps so much with people to just get into the game easier. And it's just subconsciously, I believe the UI makes a huge difference. Just the way it looks and the way the interactions work, and that everything is a little bit easier and more apparent. I don't know. I'm looking forward to the new UI. I think what we've seen from it so far, it looks really good. And I can't wait to see all the new stuff with it. I believe they're gonna have ways to actually showcase the new stuff that's happening in the community in the game itself, and maybe even highlight content or streamers and stuff like that. And for me personally, of course, that could be awesome because I am a content creator. But in general, it's just good for the community, and I don't know, lots of cool new stuff happening there. Also, there's a little chat system there. I don't think there's going to be a global chat right away, but maybe there's going to be something like channels, like having your own channels for people to join, and maybe you can do stuff there, organize stuff, do little events or whatnot. I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. We will see. And oof, I already spoiled it. The next thing that's going to happen in the patch next month is a new game mode is coming, and ooh, I've been waiting for this for the longest time. I can't tell you how important it is. I believe, at least, it's super important that this game gets a new game mode. I think Arena is really fun. I like Arena, but I think Arena also gets boring after playing it for so long. And it also has a lack of strategic depth. It has a lack of depth in general. It like relies mostly just on mechanics, and that's it. And if the game isn't super duper mechanical, because Battlerites isn't as mechanical as BLC was, for example, then there's also like there's something lacking, especially on the highest levels. And people have been complaining a lot about wanting to have a more mechanical game and whatnot. And while I agree to some extent, I think it's very dangerous, because if they make the game too mechanical, people get driven off immediately. Like, I'm not a great shooter player, and I played Lawbreakers, for example, and I got my ass kicked in that game, and it just turned me off immediately, right? And I think that's also a big reason why Lawbreakers failed, because the game, it's hard, I think. Especially if you're just not used to it, it's hard. It's pretty fast-paced. The mobility is really cool, but it's hard, I believe, for a lot of people to pull off, especially with the no-gravity zone and whatnot. And yeah, I don't know, man. If they make stuff too mechanical, it's too hard. But the new game mode, it can add so much depth, because a game like League is not super mechanical either, but so much or most of the skill in that game comes from just playing together with your team well and all the strategy that's in that game. There's so much stuff happening, so many objectives in a MOBA, and if you can plan your draft phase around certain strategies, poke, split push, team fighting, whatever. You can plan around certain power spikes. You can plan around analyzing, like you can analyze the weaknesses of your team, of your enemy team. You can analyze what mistakes they're making and maybe abuse some weakness to pull off some early ganks or some counter jungles. Lots of stuff happening there. In a Battlerites, there just isn't anything like that. Right, you just fight 3v3 against each other or 2v2, and it's just mechanics. You can't really say, okay, I don't know, we're gonna do a big burst at 1 minute or something. It just doesn't work. The Battlerites doesn't have that. So a new game mode, and it's gonna be a permanent one, a big game mode, I hope. It would be amazing if they had an objective-based game mode. I'm not saying they need to have a MOBA mode in this, although honestly I think a MOBA mode could be really fun, but it's so complicated and huge to pull off that I doubt it's going to happen. But something like Battlegrounds and WoW would work so well in this game, because I think WoW comes closest to Battlerite when it comes to gameplay, because I think WoW Arena is like one of the biggest inspirations for this game. That's why I initially also discovered BLC back in the day, because I loved WoW Arena, and BLC was basically that, but better. So WoW Battlegrounds have like different objectives, like Arathi Basin, you just have 5 capture points and you play 15 versus 15. If they would make a game mode in this game where you maybe play, I don't know, 5 versus 5 because you probably can't scale it up too much, on a bigger map with maybe 3 objectives across the map, 3 capture points, or maybe a capture the flag mode, or maybe if they just really pull off something like WoW Battlegrounds that you queue up for it. And right now, maybe they're going to have 1 map or something, but in the future, in the years to come, they could have a map rotation as well, like in Battlegrounds and WoW. This would be so sick. I think it would help so much with casual play. It could also just possibly even become a competitive game mode where you can do just more stuff, where you can actually have some depth in it, some strategy in it, and maybe it's going to be more interesting. I don't know, dude. We'll have to see. I believe a new game mode is incredibly important for this game. I've been waiting for the longest time. That was my biggest request, pretty much. And we're gonna get it. I can't wait for them to announce what it's gonna be. And in November, we're gonna finally have the free-to-play date on November 8th. It's gonna be on November 8th, which is pretty much right around the corner. It's not too long to get there. And, oh man, can't wait for it. We're gonna have a new champion coming out, where they haven't really announced what it's gonna be yet, but I hope it's Thorn or Stalker. We'll have to see. They're gonna have 200 new cosmetic items, including rare weapon skins, poses, and legendary color variations. 200 new cosmetic items, gonna be huge for the game. Can't wait for that. Oh, are those croak daggers? Just realized that. Those look like they could be croak daggers. I don't like them though. Anyway, new music. We're gonna have new music. Right now I don't like the music too much. We're gonna have 7 new tracks, arena intro theme, and stuff like that is gonna come as well. We're gonna have a season 1, a new era with new seasons. We're leaving the early access seasons behind us, ready for a fresh start with the official release. That's gonna be sick. And because it's got to go free to play, we're going to have an AFK system that detects and penalizes players that do not actively participate in matches. Got to be so important, because there's going to be people who can easily make new accounts and stuff, and you need to punish them somehow, because they just... Dude, we're going to open the floodgates. There's going to be so many people playing, and so many... We will need the AFK system. We all know how free-to-play games can be sometimes. Later in November, so even in the same month, we're going to get another new champion, and we already have an announcement what that champion's going to look like. Destiny, the Sky Ranger. Looks like Metal Warden, honestly. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm not a super big fan of ranged champions, but we're going to get 2 champions in November already. It's going to be amazing. There's no real info on her yet, but looking forward to it. Can't wait. And we're gonna get a prehistoric event. Which is just amazing to me, because prehistoric event, have you ever seen a prehistoric event in any MOBA or in any game that where they have seasonal events? I haven't. I think it's really cool that they're doing something new, something interesting, something original here. Ride dinosaurs in style with Battlerites prehistoric themed chest. Get your hands on prehistoric styled weapons, dino mounts, and legendary outfits. And back we go. So looks like we have a little Bucko skin here. This one looks more like Freya, I guess. Kind of looks like Nidalee to some extent, to be honest. And this one seems to be Pearl. I hate Pearl. She's a little brat, but that skin is kind of adorable. And I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I'm saying this all the time now, but I'm just in general. I'm so excited for all of this. God damn it. Moving on to December, we're gonna have another event. The winter event is gonna start there. We're gonna have 3 events and 2 champions so far. Well, and we're gonna also have another champion in December. So yeah, we're gonna have even more cosmetics, even more. Actually, I don't even know if there will be new cosmetics, but I mean, I assume there will be new cosmetics in the winter event as well, right? So we're gonna get tons of new stuff in those 3 events and another champion. So we're basically on a pace of having 3 champions in the next 3 months, which is crazy. And a new game mode and a new Battlerites system, 3 events, tons of new cosmetics, new music, a new season, probably a bunch of battle balance changes, and gonna be good. And on the horizon, coming 2018, we're gonna get some pretty juicy stuff. You can already see there. Whoa, I didn't want to scroll down that fast. Oh well, guys, there you go. We're gonna get a tournament system. People love the tournament system, and I'm so happy that they're finally bringing it in the next year. I don't know, it says coming 2018, so it could technically come at the end of the year, but they listed it first, so I don't know, maybe it's gonna happen sooner. I'm looking forward to that. New HUD and score system. I think that's great as well. The score system as it is right now is not as good as it was in BLC, in my opinion. Doesn't reflect as well how well you were doing, so that's gonna be great. A new clan system, which is gonna be huge, because the whole social aspect of this game is very lacking. It's very hard to really find people to play with, and having a clan system, it's just gonna help so much. The game is so much more fun if you have 3 people to play with, or 2 people to play with rather, so you can have a 3v3 team. And if people can have an easier time finding people like that, it's gonna be huge. Also, we're gonna have a Panda Party clan. And another 3 champions in Q1 2018. So that means they're on a pace of 1 champion every month, which is crazy. That's like the big thing that was worrying me this entire year. They didn't really release much at all the entire year, because they were mostly just preparing for the free-to-play launch. They were building systems that they could implement champions quicker, that they could make new game modes more easily, and just all the whole new UI, everything. They were working on that. They were working on scaling things up so they could actually release this game to a big audience, because who could have expected that a game like Battlerite would blow up so much? Because it really did in the beginning, if you recall. We had tons of people playing. We had 1,000 people watching on Twitch easily for like a month. I had 1,000 viewers multiple times during the first couple of months, and it was crazy. And it went down over time. In the beginning, they released content really quickly. In the first few months, they released so many champions and so much stuff, but then they just started slowing down, and I believe it's just that they started preparing for free-to-play more after they delayed it, because it was probably not sustainable for them to just keep pushing out the content the way they tried to do it in the beginning. And it seems like they're ready for it now. They have the systems for it now, and if they can stick to that plan, they will be able to just content really quickly. It's going to be huge for this game. And we're going to get new modes, maps, and brawls. We're going to get a new lunar Lunar New Year event, which is probably going to happen quickly after the, I mean, it's a New Year event. And we're going to have Xbox launch, which, I don't care too much about it, but hey, it's good to get more people into it. And I doubt it's going to affect the PC development too much. So there you go, guys. That's our roadmap for the next few months, man. It's huge, I believe. I believe they delivered everything that I expected and more. I thought they would just announce a free-to-play date and that's it, basically. When they said that they're gonna have a big announcement on the 20th of September, I really did not expect that. I was blown out of my shoes. Is that even a saying in English? I don't know, but I was blown out of my shoes, okay? So as a recap, free week happening very soon. We're gonna have an Halloween event on the 29th of September. On October, we're gonna get the Battlerites overhaul, sorry. We're gonna get the new UI. Choosing new UI and the new game mode. Please give me something good. November 8th, the big date for free-to-play. We're gonna have a new champion coming out, 200 new items for cosmetics, new music. Season 1 is gonna start there, the actual new Season 1. An AFK system. We're gonna get another champion later that month and the prehistoric event with a bunch of skins like Little Brat Pearl and Nidalee Freya. We're gonna get another event in December with the winter and a third champion, and then we're gonna get tournament system and all the cool stuff. Oof, it's gonna be great. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's everything that you guys wished for or if there's stuff lacking. I know a bunch of people, I heard a few people being disappointed that there's no mechanical changes and stuff like that, but honestly, besides mechanical changes, I don't think there's really too much you could have wished for besides that. I don't think they could have delivered much better than this. Well, they didn't deliver yet. They showed us a really detailed and solid plan. If they can stick to this, I think it's gonna be amazing. I have no doubt that this game is gonna do well if they can stick to this. It's gonna be the hot new shit in November. People will be all over it. I believe so, at least. I think this game could become as big as something like Smite or Paladins. I think it's very realistic that it could become as big as those games. There will be a huge push in players initially on November 8th, and then we will have to see how the player retention will look like if they have enough content and enough interesting stuff to keep people interested. I believe a lot of it really relies on the new game mode and the new Battlerites system. But also just having a new champion every month and more regular brawls is all going to help so much, plus all the new cosmetics. There's just so much more to this game now than there was a year ago, if they can really stick to this plan. And we'll just have to see how it plays out. I'm going to make a lot of content. I'm going to get back into making more videos again. And I've been already streaming Battlerites for a few days again, before they even made this announcement, and I've been enjoying it again, honestly. I actually made a video, but I haven't released it yet because I want to release this patch video first. Or not, it's not a patch video, it's an announcement video for the new era of Battlerite. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear it, and I will see you guys soon. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.